One of the most interesting aspects of Adventure Time is its cosmology. What is the source?
Consider the source.
On the surface, it seems to present us with chaos as the origin. The primordials are in agony, and many of them seem unable to value the life of other beings. The ultimate deity of the cosmos, as presented to us, is Gulb, creature of devouring chaos who can actually be banished or weakened through music, because presumably music, harmony, is its opposite. When Betty fuses with it, then, we might say that the human mind has succeeded in colonizing the deeper, older strata of reality, humanizing the cosmic architecture, making it sensitive to human needs. But does this mean that the universe is hostile, impersonal, and only made otherwise if the randomly emerging morality of a lesser being like humans is able to claw its way into a position of power? Or is the ascent of a human being to the position of Gulb actually the means through which a deeper truth about the universe is revealed, namely that its essence is not that of agonizing primordials or chaos,
Angry gods.
but love, oneness?
Sweetness can win.
The second option is suggested by the Lich becoming building block in Fiona and Cake. The primordials may be revealed for what they are, building blocks of reality. They went haywire just as a human person's base instincts can spin out of control, but in and of themselves they're useful parts of reality. In Fiona and Cake, it seems like the universe is in flux, and that might be because Betty has occupied the position of Gulb, so every other position is sort of up for grabs. It seems from Scarab's list of wanted criminals that a lot of the gods, a lot of the cosmic authorities are abandoning their positions and choosing to do something else. And we also obviously see death get replaced in distant lands by various other people who are able to fill that role. This idea occurs in different traditions. It does occur in Indian tradition prominently, where we read about a certain god like Indra being more like a job that different consciousnesses can fulfill for different worlds and for different eras. So that's what's happening here. It seems like the universe of Adventure Time is winding down or preparing to renew the cycle. And it's in those moments that the recurrence of a particular structure would reveal that that structure transcends the specific conditions that have defined it up until a certain point. In other words, there are underlying harmonious principles that last and indicate reality is not ultimately chaotic, but is ordered and flows from some order producing consciousness. That's the great mystery of the Adventure Time finale, I think. In traditional stories, discovering that the source of reality isn't chaos or evil, but good, often gets expressed through the redemption of the hero's origin, namely his father, like the healing of the injured Grail King in Holy Grail stories, or Jesus rescuing Adam from the underworld in Christian tradition, Luke Skywalker reconciling with Darth Vader, etc. The problem is that as the ultimate nature of the universe is left ambiguous in Adventure Time, Finn precisely does not redeem his own father. Mr. Martins is meant to have access to some higher dimension thanks to the deal with the Catalyst Comet.
Start the engine, Comet Boy!
Prepare to discorporate.
Goodbye, son!
But he doesn't make an appearance in distant lands. He doesn't return to our reality to do good like Jake does. Finn's biological mom, likewise, doesn't appear in the afterlife in distant lands, which is dumb. Usually, after recognizing the origin is good and redeeming the father, the hero is able to recognize goodness in the world, represented by a pure woman like the Grail Maiden, or traditional stories ending with a wedding. Just as he cannot redeem his father, though, Finn fails to find a mate and start a family. It could have been the Huntress princess, since he does go to see her in Fiona and Cake.
I'm gonna stop off and see Huntress Wizard.
Then in distant lands, at the end of his life, he's completely unattached romantically. This makes sense symbolically. Can't be a father until you come to terms with your own father. The true archetype for Finn maturing is the farmlands version of Finn, who presumably loved a woman and became a good father, not the main timeline Finn. Finn getting Jake to leave the highest level of the afterlife is fine. It looked like empty contemplation anyway.
A hippie choir?
And they're bodhisattvas in Buddhist terms, souls destined to return to the world and do good.
I feel like I put a lot of work into this meat reality. I'd like to see it through.
Fair enough.
And across traditions, we find this idea that the true path isn't in escaping the world but returning and being active while remaining anchored in a higher vision of truth. But Finn has to finish his arc. He has to redeem his father, and he has to find proper romantic fulfillment. Finn fundamentally is a failed hero by the end of Adventure Time, albeit his story stays open. The arc isn't done. But there it is.